Mykonos is one of the easiest places to get wrong in Greece. It's expensive, crowded, and if you don't plan it right, you can waste a lot of time and money. So in this video, I will show you exactly how to spend 2 days in Mykonos in a way that actually works. And if we haven't met, I'm Chrysoula, a local here in Greece, and I help travelers plan smarter trips around the country. So let's start with your first day, and honestly, this is where most people already get it wrong. They go into Mykonos Town in the middle of the day, and that's exactly when it's at its busiest. What you want to do instead is come here early in the morning. That's when Mykonos Town actually feels like the place you've seen in photos. Quiet, whitewashed streets, bougainvillea everywhere, and no crowds yet. The first thing you'll notice is that the town is like a maze. All these narrow streets, little shops, cafes, and honestly, part of the experience is just getting a bit lost here. As you walk around, you will eventually find yourself in Little Venice. This is one of the most iconic spots on the island. These colorful houses built right on the water. It's beautiful in the morning, but it also gets very busy later in the day, especially around sunset. From there, it's just a short walk to the windmills, probably the most photographed spot in Mykonos. They're right above Little Venice, so it's very easy to combine the two without really planning anything. Another place you might pass by and not even realize what it is the Church of Panagia Paraportiani. It looks like one building, but it's actually made up of 5 small churches, combined together, which makes it quite unique. And as you explore, you'll notice a mix of boutique shops, souvenir stores and restaurants, some very high-end, some more casual. So it's really a place where you can just take your time and enjoy the atmosphere. And then from here, your day can go in completely different directions, depending on what kind of trip you want. But for most people, this is the perfect time to head to the beach. Now, not all beaches in Mykonos feel the same, and this is where it's worth choosing a bit more intentionally. If you are looking for that classic Mykonos experience, beach clubs, music, a more lively atmosphere, then you can go to places like Psarou or Super Paradise. But if you want something a bit more relaxed and easier to enjoy, I would go for Platis Yalos or Kaloli Vadi. They're still beautiful and generally a bit more laid back. And if you haven't rented a car, don't worry. There's actually a very good bus service from Mykonos Town that connects you to many of these beaches. So it's quite easy to get around. And one quick thing to know here. Sunbeds in Mykonos can get quite expensive, especially in high season. So it's always a good idea to check prices before you sit down. From here, just take your time, swim, have lunch by the beach, enjoy the atmosphere. There is no need to rush this part of the day. Later in the afternoon, I would start heading back towards Mykonos Town. This is when the whole area starts to come alive again, and it's the perfect time to slow things down a bit. For sunset, a lot of people head to Little Venice, and for good reason. The views here are beautiful, especially as the sun starts to go down over the sea. You can sit by the water, have a drink and just take it all in. It does get quite busy though, so if you want a good spot, it's worth coming a little earlier. After that, just take your time walking through the town again. The atmosphere in the evening feels completely different, more lively, more energy, but still really beautiful. And this is a great time to sit down for dinner. You'll find everything here, from more traditional Greek tavernas to more upscale restaurants. So it really depends on what you're in the mood for. And then after dinner, just enjoy the night at your own pace. Now, for your second day, this is where I would do something a little different. Instead of staying only in Mykonos, this is a great opportunity to experience what's around the island as well. And here you basically have 2 really good options. depending on what kind of experience you're looking for. The first option is to visit the island of Delos. This is one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece, and it's just a short boat ride from Mykonos. You'll walk through ancient ruins, see temples, houses, and the famous Terrace of the Lions, and it really gives you a completely different perspective compared to just staying on the island. Most tours leave in the morning and take about half a day, so it's quite easy to fit it into your schedule. The second option, if you're looking for something a bit more relaxed, is to do a cruise that combines Delos with Rhenia. So you still get to see Delos, but you also stop at Rhenia, which is a small, uninhabited island with really beautiful, clear water. And this part is more about swimming, relaxing, and having lunch on board. So it feels more like a full experience rather than just a visit. Both options are great, it just depends on what kind of day you want. If you're more into history, go with Delos. If you want a mix of sightseeing and a more laid-back experience, then the cruise is a really nice option. I'll leave links to the tours I recommend in the description below, so you can check what works best for you. After that, you can come back to Mykonos, have a relaxed lunch or spend a bit more time at the beach. Then in the afternoon, I would suggest doing something a bit different. Instead of going back into Mykonos Town again, you can head towards Anomera. This is one of the most traditional villages in Mykonos, and it gives you a completely different side of the island. Right in the center, you'll find the monastery of Panagiatou Liani. It dates back to the 60th century, and even though it looks quite simple from the outside, the interior is actually very beautiful, with detailed woodwork and icons. It's also a very calm and peaceful place, a nice contrast to the more lively parts of Mykonos. After that, you can stay in the square for an early dinner. There are a few nice tavernas around, and overall it just feels much more authentic and relaxed compared to Mykonos Town. And then, from there you can continue to the Armenistis lighthouse for sunset. It's a quieter spot, a bit outside the main areas, but the views from here are really beautiful, especially as the sun goes down. It feels very different compared to the busier parts of the island, so it's a really nice way to slow things down and end your day. Now, before we wrap up, here are a few practical tips to help you plan your trip a bit more smoothly. So let's start with how to get to Mykonos. You've got two main options. You can fly, which is the fastest and easiest way. It's about 40 minutes from Athens, and during the summer there are also direct flights from many European cities. Or you can take a ferry from Athens, usually from Piraeus or Athena. It's a more scenic option, but it takes longer, around 2 to 5 hours, depending on the type of ferry. Now, once you're on the island, let's talk about where to stay. If it's your first time, I would recommend staying in Mykonos Town. It's the most convenient base, close to restaurants, nightlife and transport. If your focus is more on beaches, Platizialos is a great option as it is well connected and easier for a more relaxed stay. Now let's talk about getting around. If you're not renting a car, there is a good bus network from Mykonos Town that connects you to many of the main beaches. It's the most budget-friendly option and quite easy to use. If you want more flexibility, renting a car or an ATV is usually the best option, especially if you want to explore places like Anomera or more remote beaches. Taxis are limited on the island and can be quite expensive, especially in summer, so I wouldn't rely on them as your main way of getting around. And finally, booking in advance. Mykonos gets very busy in the summer, so it's a good idea to book things like beach clubs, restaurants and tours ahead of time to avoid last-minute stress. And that's pretty much how I would spend 2 days in Mykonos, in a way that balances the highlights with something a bit more authentic. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Greece travel tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.